How's it going, everyone? Ron Harvey here. So we've managed to locate the Argentinian fan, Diana, who is the girl that said she see Liam Payne at the Casa Sur Palermo Hotel in Argentina on the day that he died. This is the girl that we can't find online anymore. Whether she's gone into hiding or whether the whole thing that she said was a complete lie and doesn't fit in with the narrative anymore, we're not 100%. My personal feeling is that she is possibly not telling the truth. So we've located the interview which she gave to an Argentinian news channel. And yeah, I've been unable to find it up until now. It was located on YouTube, but it was still in Spanish. So there's been an AI translation within a program called Filmora, which I managed to do earlier. And some of the translation from Spanish back into English, some of it ain't great, as you'll see as we go through the video. So I'll be stopping and starting this. So yeah, let's get into it. So this is where it starts from. So, and you'll see subtitles come up on it as well. And I may switch screens, which makes this full screen and me small in the corner as well throughout some of it. So let's get into it.
He explained that the body was not yet going to be repatriated, that he was going to continue in Argentina waiting for some complementary studies regarding the autopsy that they did there. Obviously, the result of the nasal swab, the result of the hand samples, the blood, the urine, all that is not there yet. And the prosecutor told him that he had to wait a little longer before the body could be repatriated to and not to Canberra.
Of course, and we are with Diana Garner. Diana is a fan. Precisely Liam Payne, and it was the last person that the last fan who spoke to him was not Diana.
Right, so you can see there on the AI translation, it says, and the last person to speak to Liam was not Diana. So there's a bad translation there because, yes, she was the last person on record to say that they spoke to him. So that's the problem with the AI translation there, okay? So I'll point that out as we go along.
How was this? Thanks for coming.
Hey, good evening. Yes, I was one of the last to see him, Adrian.
So there you can see she confirms she was the last to see him.
How was the situation?
How did I see it, or how did it go?
What was that moment you saw it, and where did it happen?
So obviously they're saying at the moment that when you saw it, they're talking about her meeting with Liam. So this is what I'm saying about the translation. So
At the hotel, yes.
Inside the hotel.
We saw him when he went down to the elevator. We were at the hotel very early waiting for him to see it. Yes, and at 3:00 p.m. was when we saw him get off the elevator, of course.
So she's there talking about at 3 p.m. on that day, which I think was the 16th of October, if I'm not mistaken. So 3 p.m., Liam Payne and elevator, we're talking about the lift. So she's seen Liam Payne come out the lift at 3 p.m. So let's carry on.
And how did you see it?
Well, I saw it right. In other words, it is not the complete opposite of what they were saying on television and what he is saying on social networks, that he was aggressive as an alcoholic.
So what she's saying there is, again, the translation in Filmora isn't brilliant. But what she is saying now is that it's the opposite of what everyone's saying, where they're saying that he was drugged up and that he was drunk. She's saying it's the complete opposite of that he wasn't in any bad state at all. And she'll confirm that as we go along.
What you raise is interesting because one of the audios that went viral was precisely of people from the hotel calling the police because they seemed aggressive, violent, breaking up the room. There are photos, the same ones that came to light where the broken television can be seen. You didn't feel that he was like this or that he was drugged?
No, not at all.
When he spoke to you, he approached the fans. How was he?
He was in very good condition because he approached us and spent a lot of time talking to us.
Right, so he was in good condition. He wasn't drunk or on drugs. And also, I noticed that whether this is in the translation or not, he was in very good condition because he approached us. So that basically is saying that there was more than just her there. Maybe she was with, and I think later on in this interview, the male interviewer asks her, and I'm pretty sure he makes a reference to there being 4 of them there. But it's always been my understanding that she was on her own and was waiting for a friend to turn up there also who had a gift for Liam. But you can see that she's saying he was in very good condition because he approached us and spent a lot of time talking to us, roughly about 10 to 15 minutes. So let's carry on.
Like, he started telling us the experiences he was having in Buenos Aires, the places he went, the places he wanted to go, that he loved Buenos Aires, that he would like to buy a house, that he liked the countryside of Buenos Aires, like he saw it well.
So she's saying that Liam basically liked Buenos Aires. He was telling her about some of the stuff that he'd been doing there, even mentioning that he wanted to buy a home there. Yeah, so let's carry on.
Right? I mean, you guys were inside Al's hotel.
At first we were outside.
Did he not let us in after that?
That he didn't let us in,
I'm telling you.
Oh, he let us in.
and I saw him.
Were there four?
Right, so from what I can make out from that, they was outside the hotel, saw Liam come out the lift, went into the hotel and spoke to him. Were there four of you and you talked for a long time?
Four of you, and you talked for a long time? How long?
10 minutes, 10, 15.
Minutes, a lot.
Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes they were talking. Now that guy's just pointed out there were four of you. Now she's not corrected him on that and said, no, there was only me. So it's like Diana's there with three other girls. Well, where are they? And why haven't they spoken? And why are there no photos of this? This is what I find strange about it. And the fact that this girl has got on the news as the last person to see him. But then surely you would show a photograph of that, because that would be the first thing that would happen. Oh, there's Liam. Hi, Liam. Hi, Liam. Can I take a photo? Can you sign this? That'd be the first thing that would happen. And it's interesting that he mentions that there was four of them, but no one else has spoken out, or there aren't any pictures of it.
All this, a friend's sister was leaving college. That is, by the time he left, he was already on his way and wasn't arriving.
So getting a little bit confused there with that statement. By the time he left, he was already on his way and wasn't arriving. So I'm not sure what that means. I'm really not. I know that she says that she had a friend that was coming to give Liam a gift. So perhaps it's referring to that, and the translation has kind of messed it up a little bit.
So like when Liam tells us he's going to eat, because he was leaving, that is, he had just woken up, he had not done anything like that, he was going to go eat, and then as if he was going out, he told us that he was going out.
Right, so Liam, after talking to Diana and possibly three others, this is the story. I myself personally don't believe it. The gist is that the friend was coming over to give him a gift, but that friend wasn't there yet. And Liam had just woken up, and it's 3 p.m, as you see I mentioned. So that gets rid of any of the other stories about Liam being at breakfast with Rogelio Norris at 10 a.m. It also messes up Michael Fleischman in the Buenos Aires Herald's story, where he states that he was in the lobby at 2 p.m. and Liam was arguing with a woman, and the manager of the hotel was translating because there was like a heated argument going on. So we've got a few different stories going on now. We've got Michael Fleischman. The lobby was empty at 2 p.m. Apart from Michael Fleischman and his mother, a couple of hotel staff, and Liam and this woman. But then you've got, on another story, Brett Watson and a whole wedding entourage, about 15 of them in the lobby. No mention of that from Diana. And then you've got, at 2 p.m, when Michael Fleischman said Liam's arguing with a woman in the lobby, TMZ are showing Liam coming out of a lift, a blurry version of Liam, which I don't believe is him, allegedly taking drugs off of someone in the basement of the hotel. So Diana says Liam's woke up at 3 o'clock. So how can he be in the lobby arguing with a woman at 2 p.m? How can he be in the basement taking drugs off of a guy, another hotel worker? So we've got 3 different conflicting stories. And my belief is that they're all lying, but all of them place Liam in the Casa Sur. And because none of the stories match up, the only thing that they've all got in common is that they all place Liam in the Casa Sur, which makes me believe he was never in the Casa Sur. Because where is this girl now? Where's the photographs that you would have took with him the second that you would have seen him? And Diana says that Liam was about to go. He spoke with her for 10 to 15 minutes. Apparently there was 3 others. Then he was going upstairs to have something to eat. And then she says he was going out after that. So none of it makes any sense, really. So let's carry on.
So at that moment, we told him, good guy, if there will be a possibility of seeing him later.
So at that moment, we told him, good guy. I think really she may have meant at that moment, we told him goodbye if there's a possibility of seeing him later. Because like the girl,
this milk came to bring him a gift.
This milk, yes, is what I'm saying about the translation. So a friend was coming to bring him a gift, and he said that, of course.
And he said that, of course, he lowered it, I know.
He loved it, I know. This is weird.
Was he going to taste like this?
Was he going to taste like this? Yeah, so the translation's not great, so forgive me for that, but it's very, very strange. Was he going to taste like this? That's weird. And but what we do get from that was that Diana, but the line before that, it was that Diana's friend was coming. This, I don't know where they got milk from, came to bring him a gift, and he said, of course.
Said that, of course, he lowered it, I know.
He lowered it, I know. He loved it, I know.
Was he going to taste like this?
3:30 H3.
In the afternoon like that?
At 3:33. Was he going to taste like this? 3:33. I think she's probably, I don't know. So about 1:30 hours, an hour and a half before.
1:30 hours before.
Literally, did he die? Yeah.
All right, so basically what he's saying to her is that you see Liam roughly an hour and a half before he died, because the time was 5:04, I think that they said, so around 5-ish, 5:07.
And he wasn't fine. He hadn't drunk him, drugged him, or lost him.
From 9:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Almost in the morning, we were at the hotel and we saw absolutely nothing of what they are saying about the hotels.
Right, so she's saying that she was there roughly from 9:30 in the morning, and they saw absolutely nothing of what the hotels have been saying about Liam, where he was in the lobby, he was drunk, fallen over, on the floor convulsing. Definitely, like I said, if he was laying on the sofa in the lobby with the laptop, these lot were outside, they would have seen him, they would have took pictures of him through the window. That didn't happen. She hasn't even got a picture of him when she's supposedly met with him when he woke up at 3. He woke up at 3. I think she's saying it was about 3:33 when she saw him, which is why the reporter says, so about an hour and a half before he died. So she's seen him about 3:33. There's that number again, 33. There's that number again. We brought that up before. So let's carry on. But what she's saying is that she saw absolutely nothing of Liam, what everyone's been saying about him. So in the lobby, keep being taken up to the room, on the floor convulsing, laying on the sofa with a laptop, they would have gone over to him. You see what I'm saying?
And who was the person who told you that he was just getting up at that time, and what?
No one. I mean, we arrived and started. They're at the hotel door waiting to see if we were lucky enough to see him.
Right, so they've been there since 9:30 in the morning, and she's claiming that they were there waiting to see if they were lucky enough to see him. But how could they have seen him if no one knew he was there? You know, which is why I think this girl's a plant. That's my opinion. That's my view.
Of course, because I don't know, we didn't know that he was somewhere else, so we didn't have much hope of seeing him there. But how can it be? That is, we had 20% confidence that he's there, and
if they went there, we gambled.
So basically she was saying there was a 20% chance that he could be there. We wasn't sure if he was there, you know, and he's saying, you know, basically you took a gamble on going now. So there's no real explanation of why Diana says, you know, we've gone to the Casa Sur Palermo to see if he's there, you know. So again, strange.
And then we kind of saw him, short guy from the elevator.
That is, in that conversation about what he had done to him in Buenos Aires, he told you things he had done.
Yes, he went to the field. He was in the field with his girlfriend who was walking. When was that? They had left on Monday morning, if I'm not mistaken, on Sunday morning before all this happened.
Right, so there's another red flag. She's said that Kate has left Monday morning and then retracted that and said, no, Sunday morning. She could have messed up now. And apparently Liam has been saying to her the things while he was in Buenos Aires, you know, what he'd been doing with Kate. Yeah.
Had gone out for a run with the girlfriend around 7 in the morning. I don't know, he was telling us what it was, but I enjoyed Buenos Aires.
Was he alone when you saw him or accompanied?
Wasn't someone alone?
Now, and I imagine...
Was he accompanied? I think she's saying no to that, like he was on his own.
So you stayed because you were waiting for your friend, yes, with a gift for him?
Yeah.
He stays, and there they found out.
If we find out before the news comes out, we already start seeing strange movements in the hotel. And nothing.
So she's saying she sees strange movements in the hotel before the news came out. So this girl's been there since 9:30 in the morning, looking out for him vigorously to see if he's going to come down in the lift, not being sure whether he's there or not, 20% chance of when he was there or not. The guy says, oh, you took a gamble. So I'm not sure if he's there or not. So they must have kept looking to see if Liam would have been in the lobby, which I don't believe he ever was. She would definitely have seen him. Then she reckons she does see him around 3 o'clock. I think she says 3:33. Masonic numbers there, 33. The guy confirms and says, yeah, that was an hour and a half before he died. She's been there since 9:30. They waited all day. She's seen him at 3:33 and has basically said, I've got a friend coming to give you a gift. He's going to go upstairs and have something to eat. And then obviously he was going to go out afterwards. So I mean, he would have come back down to the lobby, seen Diana again and the friend who was coming at that time to give him a gift. But obviously they never saw him again. Personally, myself, I don't believe they ever saw him in the first place and that this girl was a plant.
Principal.
Yes, a police officer approached us. He started asking us who we were waiting for. He saw a famous alien and we said yes. He didn't know him as a company.
He saw a famous alien. He didn't know him as a company. It's strange, isn't it? This AI translation, it's not the best.
He said, well, lucky that they see it. And then I eat under a couple, that is under a couple from the hotel where I was staying.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she's saying there. Eat under a couple. Is she talking about... Because she said a policeman comes over and speaks to her. Started asking her who she was waiting for. And then it gets confusing about eating under a couple that was staying there. Yeah, strange. I don't know whether she's trying to refer to Brett Watson here. I'm not sure. The translation is quite bad.
And we asked him like what had happened at the hotel because there was a lot of movement. Weird inside, and there were...
Police, what movement did you see?
A fire truck and police car arrived.
A fire truck and police car arrived. But then on the call from the hotel to the authorities, they asked for just an ambulance. So that's strange.
And what did the couple tell you there?
That there was a guest who had sex.
Right, so apparently this now sounds like she'd spoken to a couple that was staying there. And somehow this couple are saying that there was a guest, I believe they're referring to Liam, who had sex.
You thought it was him, didn't you?
Well,
He'd seen it, right?
sure, I saw him an hour earlier.
I saw him an hour earlier. I don't know who they're referring to now. But they're talking about a couple that was staying there.
You declare justice.
Not yet, but I will.
She declares justice. So she wants justice for Liam. Not yet, but I will. It's strange on the translation there. Got Phil Mora to thank for that one.
I mean, I took a lot of ES.
She took a lot of BS, was that? Or ES? I took a lot of ES. She took a lot of ease. So she doesn't know whether she saw him at all. Sounds like she says she took a lot of BS. Bullshit.
And I imagine your impression, your pain, not for...
In other words, when you found out that he passed away when I saw him 1 hour earlier, it was very rainy.
So basically a reference to seeing him an hour before he died now. So I suppose if she's saying she spoke to him, whether it was from 3 o'clock to 3:33 or he woke up at 3, he's come down at 3:33. There's that number again. I spoke to him for 10 to 15 minutes. Now they're sort of saying you saw him an hour before he died. It was very rainy. It wasn't rainy. It wasn't rainy on the pictures. There was no rain on the floor in the TMZ pictures of Liam that we saw. I mean, I don't believe those pictures are real anyway. There's problems with those TMZ pictures, and also TMZ haven't said who they got those photographs from. I find it very strange that someone dies in a hotel, which I don't believe happened, and the first thing that someone does is take a picture and send it to TMZ, and then they upload it to X or Twitter.
Fanatic.
Your idol?
Of course.
Fans talk that he was very alone and that he has been asking for help through his songs for a long time.
Right, this is the bit that bothers me now, because now the narrative is getting stirred towards he was very alone. He wasn't really. He was with Kate most of the time. She's just gone. And that he's been asking for help through his songs for a long time. So now this is taking the narrative back to, he had a lot of problems, and I don't believe that was the case, but this is taking the narrative back there now, which is another reason why I don't trust this girl.
He talks.
A lot of him, mental health.
Means nothing. Here goes that mental health card again. He was mentally unstable. He was a drinker. He was on drugs, and he was asking for help in his songs. Record companies are not there for you to ask for help through your songs. They're there to make money. There may be references to loneliness and love and loveless and stuff like that. That's what songs are made from. But a record company is not going to be there for you to put songs out, for you to be asking for help through your songs. So again, this is edging the narrative towards mental health. Even though she says he wasn't drunk and on drugs when she saw him, he was in good condition. But the one thing that I will take from this is that by her statement, it's another it doesn't matter if her statement is conflicting with 2 other sets of people. What they want you to take from it is that Liam was at the Casa Sur, and I don't believe he ever was. If he was, he weren't alive, and he would have been brought in the night before for them to stage the room, take some pictures in the room, take his clothes off of him, let the body double wear him. This is very staged. The whole thing is very staged. And the fact that this girl didn't appear in the TMZ documentary or Michael Fleischman is strange to me.
He talks a lot and always seems to tell us through the songs, and they seem to tell us that we should never be alone. And
Diana wanted to ask...
Is this... we need to search for this girl, man. Is this girl like Brian Payaz, where he does acting? Because it just doesn't make any sense to me. How did this girl get on the news to start with? Someone must have put her there. And the fact that she didn't appear in the TMZ documentary is strange to me. And the fact there should be a picture behind her now being shown, her with Liam, with the last picture seen of him alive with a fan. But it ain't.
Because it was also said that he had been with 2 girls previously in the room, that the girls had come down and that they had stayed there for a while because they wanted to charge 1.1 pending account.
honest.
That's what you saw.
Honestly, no, because since the hotel is Shave, I have been to that hotel several times to see other artists, and they are very heads.
To me, it doesn't look like she agreed with seeing any women, any sex workers there, basically.
Sorry for the word, but head in the sense that they don't want fans to be at the door, at the entrance of the hotel. So we kind of said, well, we're going to be in front, so we're not in front. And he starts kind of saying that we're not on the sidewalk because we're like So bothering.
See, now this is kind of reference to the hotel saying, we don't want you hanging about outside the front of the hotel. It's bothering the other guests. What other guests? Michael Fleischman and his mum say the lobby was empty. This is just sort of pointless information to make the situation feel more real. There was a point when Michael Fleischman says, and Liam went to the lift and he kind of moved my arm out of the way. Another bit of pointless information to kind of beef it up and make it sound a little bit more realistic. Just pointless information, really.
So we kind of said, well, let's go to the sidewalk in front and see if it comes out or comes in or whatever. But no, not us. Didn't you see it? No, you didn't see it, right? Yeah.
Well, Diana, I'm really sorry, aren't I?
How would she know? Oh, well, Diana, I'm really sorry, aren't I? So you can see the translation is quite bad here because, that's just weird.
Well, this was your idol. You were with him and that terrible news.
Yes, this is very hard for them. We fans are very hurt. We want justice. Justice is going to be done and nothing like that. We don't want them to say false things on social networks either. Okay. So that's what you need to take from this. Don't speculate. We don't want people on social media to speculate. Maybe that's the reason for them putting Diana on the news. There, right there. We don't want people to say, we don't want them to say false things on social networks either. Well, like what you're doing on a news network right now. So don't speculate, basically, is what comes from that.
Excuse me, but what do you think happened?
That he didn't jump, and we are like the same. We think the same as Elian's father, that he didn't jump.
We think the same as Liam's father, and that he didn't jump. So she's saying she doesn't believe that he committed or unalived himself, just like what Liam's father thinks.
Was he pushed?
That someone pushed him is very strange things.
That someone pushed him is very strange things. So again, strange things with the AI translation going on here. I will say that. Basically, but what I get from that is that she's edging towards him being pushed. But again, the fact that she appears to be saying something different to what the hotel are saying about Liam, in the fact that she's saying she didn't witness any of the stuff that the hotel was saying about him. But what they are all saying the same thing on is that Liam was at the Casa Sir Palermo. Whether he's woke up at 3 p.m, come down and seen her at 3:33 p.m, or whether Michael Fleischman has seen him arguing with a woman at 2 p.m. in the lobby and the lobby was empty, or whether it was Brett Watson and his fake wedding party saying that they'd seen Liam progress further and further declining from the morning to the evening. She's been there since 9:30, she claims, in the morning. And it sounds like she's there right up to the point when they're saying that he died. Brett Watson's crew are supposed to be all in the lobby, because Rogelio Norris leaves at 4:04, and his statement being that I left Liam with about 10 to 15 other people and he was playful. Well, she's seen him at 3:33, and the guy's now saying, you saw him an hour before he died. An hour before he died would be 4 o'clock. But she's not saying she's seen Rogelio Norris, any women arguing in the lobby, nothing. And she's got no picture with him. And we still can't determine whether she was with 3 other people or whether she was on her own waiting for one friend to turn up to give him a gift. So everyone's stories are all over the place.
Did you guys ever talk to my dad about mine?
No.
Did you guys ever talk to my dad about mine? Phil Moore, you got some work to do here with your AI translation, seriously.
No.
No, she says. Did you guys ever talk to my dad about mine? I'm very sorry, aren't I, Diana?
Well, Diana, we appreciate you, huh? Thank you for your testimony. We'll pause and be right back. This is having...
Okay, so that's the end of it, and that is 8 minutes. So it was 6 or 8 minutes. I can't see it from here. So yeah, not a very long interview, but quite telling, really. quite telling. So, you know, what is the truth here? I know what I think. And the fact that Diana hasn't got any pictures or any proof that she saw him, but yet her story conflicts with the hotels and Michael Fleischman's and Brett Watson's. It's all very strange. My feeling is that he's been unalived and none of these people's testimonies are true. There has been 5 arrests and charges with regards to hotel workers and Rogelio Norris being done for some kind of manslaughter charge, which I believe they're already trying to lessen and bring down to a smaller thing. I don't believe anything will happen to Rogelio Norris, and they're obviously still going with the drug story with regards to the arrests and the judge. So therefore, they want us to believe in the staged hotel room. And my feeling is that it is all lies. And I don't believe a word of it. I don't know about you, but everyone's stories are all over the place. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. TMZ's account, everyone's accounts are all over the place. So I just thought it was important to show that interview. And I find it really strange that she wasn't included in the TMZ documentary, along with Michael Fleischman, who's in the Buenos Aires Herald story, which we've spoken about in the past, and I've shown you, where he says he sees Liam arguing with a woman at 2 p.m. and the lobby was empty. But then Brett Watson and his wedding party are supposed to be there from the morning till the afternoon and see Liam progress into a decline. Diana's supposed to be there from 9:30 in the morning and mentions none of these people, and doesn't have any pictures of Liam. So all I can take from it is that all of these people are plants. This is my opinion, my personal view. And they all want you to believe, whether their stories conflict or not, that Liam Payne was in the Casa Sur Palermo, which I don't believe. Not for 1 minute do I believe he was ever there. Not alive anyway. So that's it. That's all I've got time for. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.